In my last video, I shared my experience about the northeast region of Sri Lanka where I covered Kandy, Sigiriya, Nuwara El and Yala, and this is part 2 of Sri Lanka exploration in which I will cover details about the south downtown and west of Sri Lanka regions covering Mirissa, Weligama, Galle and Colombo. Hello people, this is me Pragya Sharma exploring new ways of living, and I am here to share my Sri Lanka solo backpacking experience with you all, and this is the part 2 of the Sri Lanka exploration where I'll be covering the places which I explored in the second week of Sri Lanka, moving on to the beach side to the main city land starting from Mirissa, Weligama, Galle and Colombo. The video will cover information about places to explore, transportation facilities, weather condition and other details. I request watching this video till the end to gather the information as much as possible, and now on a count of 1, 2, 3, rock and roll. The last video ended on day 7 where we completed our Yala safari experience and moved to the next. On the same day we boarded the bus to Mirissa from the Tissa bus stand around 2 in the afternoon. The bus which is going to Galle will drop you directly to Mirissa, but the frequency is low. I suggest catching a bus to Matra if you are going to Mirissa. We caught a bus to Matra which is about 3 hours of journey, and from Matra we boarded a bus to Mirissa which was easy to catch and the journey was around 40 minutes. Day 8, the vibe completely changed from what I experienced in the last week. I stayed in Mirissa for 3 nights, that is day 8, 9 and 10. I decided to give one day to explore Mirissa and do a few things free of cost. I started at 7:30 in the morning and walked towards my first destination, Spot 1, Coconut Hill, a dreamy spot lined with towering palms overlooking turquoise water. The walk to the spot was about 1.5 kilometers from my hostel in Mirissa. Its accessibility makes it a must visit while still feeling like a special find. My timing couldn't be better by finding this spot with very less people around. Usually the crowd comes to chase the sunset and sunrise. Well, my purpose was to get to this place not at the busy time, which was fulfilled. Spot 2. After Coconut Hill, I walked toward the Turtle Beach, which was another sweet spot of the day. The shallow water waves were perfect for swimming, making it a favorite for snorkeling and watching turtles. You can rent snorkeling accessories or surfing accessories or you can get your own water sports accessories and whatever free of cost. Spot 3. Black Sand Beach, which was next to the Turtle Beach. Unlike the typical Sri Lankan beaches, this small section has patches of dark sand, giving it an exotic look that contrasts beautifully with the vibrant blue water. Spot 4. Parrot Rock Beach. Now climbing the rock provides an elevated view of the beach, but this is accessible only at the low tides. The time I was at the beach, the tides were high and the sun was on my head, so not a good time to climb. Spot 5. Exploring the local livings by walking is one of my favorite things to do in any city. The best way to take a flavor of the local living, I got to see street shops, small vegetable shops, handcrafts shops and more. Then the same day, I got a bus to Weligama from Mirissa bus stand, which was easily available. The frequency is about in every 40 to 45 minutes. I explored the city by walking. It was an impromptu plan. I did not have any points to cover, so it was just on the spot and the best. I went to the Weligama beach and realized that okay, I got it why it is called the paradise for surfers, and it deserves this tag totally. Weligama beach is vibrant and famous for its easygoing waves and ideal for surf conditions. The spot was enough crowded. Many surf schools were there offering rental surfboards and surfing sessions. I had a very good time chilling at the beach, watching people surfing. I remembered how I took my surfing session in Pondicherry, falling like 100 times and standing on the board 2-3 times. Oh my god. But it was super fun. And yeah, I explored the town by myself, by walking and wrapping up my day. I should have given 1-2 days to Weligama to stay in the city, not to do anything but to chill because the laid back vibe was good, but it is okay. I suggest you plan a stay in Weligama if possible. Day 11, a new day to move to the new city called Gale or Galle from Mirisa. I went to Mirisa bus stop, which is on the main road of the city, and boarded a direct bus to Gale. The journey duration was about 1 hour for me because my hostel location was between the Gale and Unawatuna area. I dedicated 3 days to Gale and I could have given just 1-2 days, but because I planned scuba diving in Unawatuna, that's why I gave extra days here. I boarded a bus from my hostel to Gale bus stop, which was about 10 minutes by bus. Day 12 of Gale city exploration. Check out the things which I did free of cost. Spot 1. Gale Fort. Oh lord, my timing couldn't be worse than this. Fort was originally built by the Portuguese in 1588 and later fortified by the Dutch in the 17th century. The fort features classic Dutch architecture with thick walls offering great views of the ocean and the city. The fort signifies the blend of fascinating history, architecture and culture. I so wanted to spend time here, but the weather all of a sudden became dark and windy and I started hating it. Hadd mein strong winds thi, and shortly I left the place and moved to the next stop. Spot 2. Lighthouse. Another iconic landmark in Gale says the oldest lighthouse in Sri Lanka. I did not get much time to sit back and relax here because of the bad weather condition. I had to adjust my mood to the weather and get settled down with the current situation. Spot 3. Exploring the Gale Fort area, which is famous for Dutch and colonial architecture. The area is surrounded by the Gale Fort. I saw style building, fancy boutiques, shops and cafes, well preserved while retaining their historic charm. मेरे लिए सब दूर से ही देखने में अच्छा था. भाई, they were all looking very expensive. So historically, beauty wise, it was all good. Spot 4. The other frame of the city, showing typical small shops, restaurant, local living vibes. Honestly, I did not like the vibe of the city. People were making out, which I felt was none of my business, but it was kind of awkward comparing all the cities I explored in Sri Lanka. One story about a kid asking me a highly inappropriate question. I cannot use that word because of the YouTube guidelines. In short, I did not like my experience in Gale. Day 13, I decided to go to the other side of the Galle, which was the beach side, to cover a few points free of cost. Spot 1. Peace Pagoda is situated in the Unawatuna area near Gale. I boarded a morning bus, told the conductor about my final destination, and they dropped me on the main road nearest to the Peace Pagoda, and I walked for about 30 to 35 minutes to the final destination using the Google Map app. The first thing I noticed was that nowhere the name is mentioned Japanese Peace Pagoda, but the internet says Japanese Peace Pagoda. I don't know why. Also, the history says that Japanese Buddhist monks constructed for peace and harmony, hence the name after them. The pagoda has 4 golden statues of Buddha placed around it, each representing different significant events in Buddha's life. I also saw a big idol of the greatest Indian god Hanumanji. I felt a peaceful and relaxing energy at that site. Reaching the Peace Pagoda involves a short hike or tuk-tuk ride up the hill, which adds to the sense of adventure. The journey is rewarded with beach view and a scenic atmosphere at the top. Spot 2. Unawatuna Beach. It's a favorite amongst travelers for its natural beauty, vibrant nightlife and rich marine life. Even I plan to do my first scuba diving. Unfortunately, due to bad weather condition, my diving instructor informed me not to do it because the sea has taken a lot of sand, hence the visibility will be zero. मेरा बहुत मन था scuba diving का, but क्या ही कर सकते हैं? Maybe in some other country? Maybe you can suggest. Spot 3. Devata Beach is good for surfing and chilling at the beach in the shacks. Not famous amongst the traveler, hence attract the smaller crowd, making it ideal for a quiet day by the sea. With this, I wrapped up my exploration in and around Gale, and on day 14th, I was ready to move to the commercial city of Sri Lanka, Colombo by train from Gale railway station. I went to the Gale station early morning to catch train number 8059 express train, which departs at 6:45 am in the morning. The station was not busy at that time. You can book a ticket from the window, but I suggest booking via online website in advance to get your seat in your preferred coach. I booked my seat in the AC coach 7 days in advance. This was my third train journey in Sri Lanka. By this time, I had a good idea of how to get the coach position and the platform. Simple yaar, ask the station master and they will guide you correctly. I boarded the train on time and yoo-hoo! Window seat again. Isn't this crazy? I was like, how can I get so lucky to have the window seat all the time? Because you do not get to choose a seat when you book it online. Check out the railway website added to the description box. This train journey was different from all the journeys I had in Sri Lanka. In fact, I would say all the journeys I had in my life, because the train passes through the beaches. I mean, Gale to Colombo train runs parallelly to the coastlines to give passengers ocean view. The train had first class air conditioning, second and third non-AC. I was comfortable with the AC not because of any fear or discomfort in the other classes, just by choice. I reached Colombo Fort Station on time, rested for some time, worked a bit and left to explore the city in the evening. Spot 1. Gangaramaya Temple is one of the iconic Buddhist temple in Sri Lanka, a place of worship and culture center. The temple has rich collection of artifacts showing statues, antique jewelries and vintage items, and many of the items have been devoted by the worshippers over the years. The temple features numerous Buddha statues in various poses and style. A free visit to this temple was worth my time. Spot 2. Gale Face Mall. Just a random walk to know what the mall of Sri Lanka looked like, and it was a good decision. I got to know the brands famous in Sri Lanka for clothing, went to the food court to see food brands and saw local supermarket, did some local shopping and went to the next stop opposite the mall. Spot 3. Galle Face Green or Galle Face Beach. लोगों का मेला लगा हुआ था. The spot is well known to locals for spending time with family and friends. There were food stalls like a street food market where was serving non-veg food, mainly seafood. I couldn't get it to try because I'm a vegetarian, so I tried Sri Lankan ice cream cone. Port City Colombo was next to this spot, तो वो भी दूर से देख ही लिया था. Spot 4. Lotus Tower, very famous. इसका तो मैंने बाहर से ही and दूर से ही दर्शन कर लिए थे. I was happy with that because सुंदर था वो. It was changing colors. It can be seen from many parts of the city, a cultural icon that represents Sri Lanka's aspirations for growth and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, I decided to do my souvenir shopping from Colombo at the end of my trip to avoid carrying extra load. The first name you get when you search online for, shopping market in Colombo, you will get Peta Market. So sorry, I do not have any videos because I didn't feel like taking out my camera at all. I was irritated due to the exhausting heat and the crowd. To warn you, it's like a local or very local and big market, just like any of our local or city market. Hence, I would suggest avoiding this place and buy souvenir from anywhere you see any street side shops. Like I bought magnets and Sri Lankan masks and bought some famous tea and coffee packets from the supermarket. I went to Lakshala government shop also in Colombo, famous for gift shops, but was boring. And with this, here is the end of my Sri Lanka, another 7 days itinerary and an end of 2 weeks of Sri Lanka exploration. I am carrying a heavy bag of memories which is mix of good, not so good, crazy, wild and loving. In short, my backpacking to Sri Lanka went just like the way I hope my every trip should go. Lots of love to the people of Sri Lanka. Guys, if you have any other questions or suggestions, do write to me in the comment section, or also you can reach out to me on my Instagram handle. It's called Khawlocal Ghuvo Global. Next video, I will be sharing about my food experiences in Sri Lanka. Mostly it will be veg food because I'm a vegetarian. And oh god, out of my comfort zone, क्या क्या खाया है मैंने, क्या दो खाया है भाई, and पसंद भी आया है. This is me, Pragya Sharma, exploring new ways of living, signing off. You see me in my next release. Till then, travel safely, stay safe and explore the world with care. Bye. Salam.